I hope the sound is better now. And when you are activating the purity of who you are, you will radiate it outside. And your third eye is opening and it's beaming to the outside world. So you will also receive those messages from the people that are in synchronicity with you. And the energy is skyrocketing, you know. If you think that it's the end of the time, you know, it's just the beginning. We're just starting, and now the real activations are coming in, you know, with the 1212 portal. You have the 19th that is really activating by 3i Atlas. Then we have the 28th, you know, of December, the 21st with winter solstice. It goes on. It's really a wrapping up of the roller coaster we had this year. And it is amazing. You know, we're really, the masculine and the divine feminine will skyrocket the universe. So let's see what's in the heart space. Synchronicity. In the heart space, the divine feminine knows that she is in synchronicity with everything around her, but also with the divine masculine. You know, it's the divine timing that is heading on to this. You know, new opportunities are coming your way. Open up and new changes, you know, that is really amazing for you, divine feminine. And there is a divine outcome for this, divine outcome. So you already know that what you send out in the universe, that it's already working, and it's working for you. And you don't know when it will happen, because you know everything is out there in that universe, and in that universe there is no time, and we only have space, you know, and that space and that synchronicity that will align with you when you are ready. You know, they are just preparing you now for making the next step, for fulfill your desires of your heart. And that is in synchronicity also with the divine masculine. So everything will come. If you, for instance, are looking for your divine masculine, you know, hold on for a bit, because 2026 is the year of the 111. It's the 1 year. So everything starts anew. And actually, that is where we're heading towards. And sometimes you think it needs to come from close by, you know, you want someone that is close by, but you know, you never know how the universe is working. So keep it open. It could be that, you know, he's from a totally other culture, totally different area, different country, you know. It could be that they're younger or older than you. So don't have any expectations. Thank you for subscribing with me. So it's really, really amazing. What is coming ahead? The portals. Yeah, portals opening. And I don't have, it's almost this year that there are no closures of those portals, that we rolling into one and another and another and another, you know, and getting activated. New things come our way. And it's also a time to really feel it, to really feel that energy in your body. Because if you're going in a rush, like doing one thing after another, you know, sometimes you're too busy to realize actually what's happening within. And stress and too much activities can hold us back from our heart's desire. We want it so bad, but we get distracted by all other things in our lives that it's not able, that we withhold ourselves to open up that space and give it rest and give it the time to accumulate. So that is what happened with the portals. So it's almost, there is no closure in it. So let's see what, yeah, be in love with what is and be in contentment with what is. Because there is a higher frequencies coming in, and we can't deny it. We can't, turn it around. We can't do anything about it. It's just opening up your crown chakra and let it all in and feel it in your body. Sometimes those energies, this 1212 portal was really out of million. If you looked at the skies were orange, the moon was orange, it was phenomenal, the energy was phenomenal. So I suggest also to feel everything, what is in here, and what it does with your body. It is really a lot, yeah, I can tell you. So, but that lot is needed to transform everything within you, to transform your mind, to transform your cells, to transform your DNA, to see the things in a different way. And when we're coming from that higher frequency, everything will flow for you. Go with that flow. Don't hesitate for taking action on the things that are in synchronicity with you. It's not a time anymore for holding yourself back. It's a time for moving forward, pushing forward, and moving up. So let's see. Now we had the portals. Let's see what is going on with the Divine Masculine in his mind space. The whale teachings. Depth of experience and deep healing is going on. Teacher and mentor. You're a teacher and you're a mentor for other people, and you share your wisdom. And it's time to share your wisdom and not holding it back anymore. Really, really go outside and let your knowledge be heard, because that's what it is. That's what it is. The whale teaching, the ancestors are calling you to say, and the Lemurian timelines and the Atlantean timelines are calling you to say, it's time, go without and share your knowledge, share what you need to do in your life, and share with the people that you love. But also, the Divine Masculine has such an amazing heart, is so open, and is so open to receive the Divine Feminine in his heart space, even if he got hurt so much. And I see so many Divine Masculines that went through a rough time and rough period of time. And you need to know that the Divine Feminine loves you, that the divine feminine will always be in your heart. But it's also, if you're not together and if you're in separation, know that you have to receive that love from the divine feminine, because it's your birthright, you know, and it's unconditional, and it's not for you to fight it, you know. The ego and the mind wants to say, oh, I don't like her, I don't want her, I don't want her in my space, because the energies are off and we are not in alignment, you know. Know that the divine feminine is the activator of your life. You see the things in the divine feminine that you want to have in your own life, and that will bring your masculine and your feminine energy into balance. And maybe the divine feminine is in your heart already, you know, that you know she is there, she is from that higher frequency. And it can be the Mary Magdalene energy, it can be the Sophia, Isis, Hathor, you know, whoever you want as a bigger entity or deity in your life, you know, take it in your heart. Go, and sometimes the divine masculine is in this survival mode, in this warrior mode, you know, because it's such a rough world the masculine is in, and has to fight and survive for his own space, to be seen, to be heard, you know. And also sometimes it has to do, you know, with your own worth. If you love yourself and you're worthy of yourself, and you feel that, you know, you will always also be worthy for other people around you. And that's the unconditional love, that is what the divine feminine is teaching you and activating you in. So let's see what way you're going. Ellen of the ways, you know. Attune. Attune to nature, attune to the signs, and find your own way and follow your heart. This path is not an easy journey, you know. Follow your way. And if your way is the universe, you know, and the synchronicity is there with the divine feminine, don't hesitate, you know, to take that journey and to flow into that journey. You know, sometimes on this realm, on this planet, you know, it's sometimes hard to find each other in synchronicity or in alignment with each other. But know, when you're going out of the ego and you're going beyond, that you can find each other there. So, you know, and nobody can stop it. And that's the beautiful, because when you have an out-of-body experience, or you're in meditation, or you're calling in the energies, you know, you can also call in your counterpart to do the work together on a higher level. Wow. Thank you guys for saying this, because a lot of people are not aware that they can meet each other in meditation, that they can meet each other in a realm, that they can feel each other's energy, even if they're miles and miles apart. And you can send healing towards each other and work with each other on a different level. So, and what is the universe saying? The universe saying, you have the right to know. You have the right to know that there is more, that what is coming, and resolving issues of attachment to the externals. So when you get yourself activated, and if there are some things are coming up, there's no doubt about it. You know, if you get an activation or you go through a portal, you know, there everybody gets activated. There you can't, even if you don't believe it, you know, you can't withhold it. And you can't stop it because you get activated in your system because we're all changing. So you resolving the things of being of attachment to everything what's outside of you, and you're going with the energy of what is coming in, and be in alignment with the divine. You know, the alignment that you get activated with is out of this world, you know, and it is so strong. Listen, I hear listen, listen. You know, sometimes we don't listen enough to each other. Sometimes we don't listen what the other person says, because in your mind you already made a story about what they told you before. So you're not listening, you're still in your own mind creating the things what just been said. But if you really listen to someone, you know, and then you feel that you're on that same level, and that you're in synchronicity with each other. And that's how you create heaven on earth. For both of you, you are creating heaven on earth. All is invited. Fifth dimension, new earth, spirit in matter, and honored life. So all is invited. The good, the bad, and the ugly is invited, you know. But what is being released, or what you can let go of, is the shadow side of yourself, is the pain, it's the darkness, are the wounds. Let go of it. And then you raise your vibration and freedom will come in, and you will step into that new earth, in that fifth dimensional realm, because our wounds are being connected to this earthly plane. And you know, this is the last period of the karmic. You know, we are going into this new phase of our life that is getting activated for our soul family. And it's not the karma anymore. We're not carrying the karma anymore because we dealt with our wounds. And when you do the inner work, you know, and you dealt with your wounds and your pain and the inner child stuff, you won't attract the karmic relationships anymore. You know, somebody can act like a karma, but it's not touching you anymore. It's not having that huge impact as it had before, you know, because actually you should have learned from your karmic experience. And when you're going beyond that, and you held on and you stick with it, then you grow together, you know, into a different phase of your life. And sometimes you have to let go because the differences are too big. And the only thing you can do then is love on a distance, and It's the unconditional love for that karmic, you know? There is no place for bitterness when you evolve in your life. So that is what the universe had to say for the divine feminine and the masculine. So let's see, how is the divine masculine responding on the divine feminine within. So I'm always very interested. So what is going in within the divine masculine and within the divine feminine on both sides, the masculine and the feminine side of the masculine. Sometimes I see a beautiful divine masculine looking really like a divine masculine, but is very in tune with his divine feminine. And there is no ego there, you know, there is no ego that says, oh, I can't do this, or I need to be in control, or I need to do this, or to be as a masculine. That whole ego is done. But you feel their softness and their caring and their feminine energy shining through. Oh my God, and that's so crazy attractive. You know, it's so crazy attractive to see that is happening with the masculine. And still feeling that masculine energy, but through the heart. Because divine feminine is heart space. So really beautiful. So let's see how it all works out. What else? What is in the heart space of the divine feminine and the masculine side? Oh, see, Earth Angel and Storm. Ooh, interesting. So let's see what is going on in the divine masculine's energy on the side of the feminine. Divine masculine. Wow. He knows in his feminine side that he is the divine masculine. Wow, that's beautiful. It's just what star connection in his heart. Star connection. And that's what I see. Don't stay on that earthly level. You know, in your heart space, go to that higher realm, make that star connection, because we're coming from the stars. And it's so beautiful said yesterday. The women are coming from the stars and the masculine is coming from the mountain. And that's how he sees her shine. And that's how she sees him being grounded as a mountain and always be there for her. So that's really amazing. Arise again. Wow, like last week. Rise to the star connection. Let's see. Divine masculine within divine feminine. Resolution. Old timelines and frequencies are collapsing. Old frequencies are collapsing. Old timelines are collapsing. A new energies, new strength and a higher self-embodiment. So know that your higher self is getting embodied, and pure expansion. It's the pyramid, it's the dolphin energy, it's the higher connected with the waters. So that is what is going on for the divine masculine in the divine feminine. That's how the divine masculine is in balance with the purity of the divine feminine. And that makes the resolution. You know, the divine masculine can say to the divine feminine, you know, there is a resolution for everything. If you're in your ego, you know, you will go on a lower vibration. But when there is a resolution to skip that ego, go into that purity and go to that higher vibration, because that's where we need to go. You know, and that gives also the stability in your body. You know, still be of this earth, but also, you know, be connected. It's that pyramid, you know, that says, you know, connected above and below. Be of this earth. Be on this earth, not of this earth. You know, it's expanding and the expanding and contraction of the energies. You know, what goes up comes down. You know, that's just the law of it. And yeah, it's moving together. You know, it's moving. And that's what the divine masculine says. You know, he sees the purity, he sees the activation of the divine feminine, and he's still in awe. You know, the divine masculine is in awe of the divine feminine, of all the work they do together. You know, they work together within your system, within your body. And every time they move like a dance, you know, to find each other, to bring that balance back, you know, and stay grounded, but still working on all levels, in all kind of dimensions and timelines. So that's really, really amazing. In the heart space, the divine masculine is the earth angel. He has that sensitivity. He has divine ability. He sees the higher perspective. He's kind, and he stands up for himself. And that is in synchronicity with the divine feminine. He stands up for himself. He stands up for the divine feminine and supporting her. And it's very interesting. Only Jesus is God. It's even beyond that. You know, we all connected with Jesus, but God is another level above Jesus. You know, and you can say God is Jesus or Jesus is God, but there is also a realm beyond that, you know. And I love Jesus. I love the Christ energy. I love Jesus energy, because he's the pure divine masculine. And his teachings are finally coming up, you know. His teachings and the teachings of the gods and the goddesses are still rising at this time. So yeah, and he sees that there are these abilities and synchronicities with the divine feminine. So they are so in harmony with each other. That's why I said the Mary Magdalene, the Sophia energy, the Christ consciousness, and Jesus energy. It's all working and still coming up at this moment and going through all the portals. There is a huge awakening of that energy again to keep it alive. Divine masculine, what's coming up? A storm. A storm is coming up for the divine masculine within the divine feminine. And it's okay to have that storm. It's the tower moment. It's like Nothing stays the same. Everything is changing. Everything is movement. There is that total collapse of the ego. You know, the ego needs to be not resolved or not be taken away. You know, the ego can't have the upper hand of you. And yeah, all timelines are just collapsing. And it's the ego death, you know. You will feel it in your system when you go through the portals and you get activated, that your DNA is changing, that your body shape will change, that your energy will shift. And yeah, it's a huge energy clearance, what is coming through. And just go through it, you know, don't fight it. And that has to do with the portals, you know, and the divine feminine knows this. Divine masculine still has to feel it, you know, feel it in his system, that is, he thinks, oh my God, what is this for kind of energy? Where is it related towards, you know, and going outside, looking for it outside of himself, you know, but it's all happening within because of the portals, because of the energy shifts, because we're going from the death to the rebirth, you know, and this is a huge, huge rebirth for the whole collective. So that is how the divine masculine feels. You know, old wounds can come up, you know, if you need to cry, cry, don't withhold it, you know, probably go through old wounds that come up, let it go, sit with it, go through it, and handle it, let it be embraced and nurtured by the divine feminine, because you know she's so good in it. And when you going through a higher level, or you go in service, then you will transmute that energy in service to the god, the goddess, whatever you will call it. You know, it's for everyone, it's different. And there's no judgment on that. So let's see. Divine masculine. The feminine in your divine masculine's energy. You're rising your truth. You have this gentle power, and that is true strength. And that's what I already channeled, right? That I said the divine feminine sees this masculine energy and in touch with his divine feminine. That's so attractive. It's so attractive. And it's not coming from control, it's coming from the heart. And they have this emanating, I hear emanating energy and captivating energy that keeps the divine feminine coming in. You know, it's in alignment, is resonating on all fronts. And that's why the divine feminine really gets that attractive energy towards the divine masculine, because she sees his true strength. He's not holding back, you know, he's not holding back out of control, or that he wants to have the power, or that he is, that there is this energy of, well, I'm not giving in, you know, because I'm too hurt. You know, I hurt so much, I'm not giving into the divine feminine anymore. It's still the old wound that needs to heal. And that's perfectly fine. And it's the right time, you know, to transmute that energy. So, yeah, divine masculine your feminine side is really very attractive, that softness, that kindness, that support that you give. So what's in the heart space of the masculine's divine feminine? Star connection. Be your galactic self, divine masculine. You're in a unified field with your divine feminine, you know. You're in oneness, and it's constant, you know. It's not one day like this and one day like that, you know. It's constant and permanent divine guidance that you're receiving from your inner divine feminine. And that's beautiful. So you're really connected to that star energy. You're really connected to that higher frequency. And that is what the divine feminine brings out in you. It's the teaching, it's the giving and the receiving between the divine feminine and the masculine that is so imbalanced, that is so beautiful, divine masculine. That's why the divine feminine is able to open herself up to you, to feel safe, to tell her stories where she's going through, what she experienced. So there is no holding back, and there is no fear of being vulnerable, because with you, if you are in your divine feminine energy, she is safe. She is safe. So when she can feel safe with you, and then she can open herself up, you know. And that's what you activate in the divine feminine. You activate her vulnerability, because you hold that space for her. You have that energy of support. You have that energy of, you know, this is a cocoon where we're in, and I can hold you and you can hold me, and they're doing the work together. And that is so incredible, because he wants to support the divine feminine. And that is, and he wants to support the his divine masculinity. And because he's able to open up within himself that vulnerability of the divine feminine energy, wow, you know, all energies are shifting and changing. Don't let yourself be dropped down into that heavy energy of the collective, what is going on. You know, sometimes we have to meditate more, or going more out in nature, or we have to create things, or play music or whatever, to get through some densities, what we feel. Because when there's a high frequency, there's always coming a lower frequency when after the activation, or just before you get activated. So they say, arise, you know, the divine feminine within the divine masculine. Know and it flow as the love that you are. Don't, can't say don't, because you feel it for yourself, divine masculine. And you are the love as that you are. And you are in bliss when you're rising above everything. So this is really a really amazing journey for the divine masculine and feminine. And they arise above everything. You know, it's, they have no message towards negativity. You know, it's there, and they leave it there. You know, it's I think it's also the maturity and the age that can play a role in all of this. I know when I was younger, when I was in my 20s and 30s, you know, I was so fierce, so reactive, so much more protective, and I probably needed that in my life at that moment. And now I'm more in that energy of, oh, I go with the flow, I let it go, and I'm in that safe space. And I think that it will do a lot of good for everyone, that it's not the place to react that easily anymore, but just look at it and see what it is. Only if harm is done, you know, to yourself or to someone else, you know, that can stir up a lot of energies, even segments. Yeah, segments. They say segments. So yeah, So there is not a lot of reactivity anymore. It's more, you're coming into a phase of allowance. Allow the things how they are. Don't give there a judgment on. You can't change how somebody else is. Just accept them for who they are, and send that all unconditional love as we all need it. Yeah, the inner child, the sun for the divine feminine, the sun card. You're radiating, you're moving, there is movement. It's the inner child that is free. You know, set that inner child free and move through all what is necessary. The strength, the sun, you're shining, you're blasting through the universe, you're blasting your energy outside. And that is such a beautiful energy to be born with. Let's say it like that. We can take that energy and work with that energy. But you know, it's such an amazing energy when you're born with the sun within. You know, it's always on a glow. Let's see it like that. There's only a few times that there is a shadow cast, and that is most of the time after the eclipse. You know, and then even then, things are moving up, coming up, and then this shining is coming out. You shine your light on everything, divine feminine. You know, you do it with love, you do it with loyalty, you go where you need to go, you giving attention to children, you're giving attention to the inner child. And when you give attention to your own inner child and you nurture that, you know, also the children will feel that, and that will be attractive and attracted towards you. So yeah, radiate your light, divine feminine. What is for the divine masculine? The Empress, or no, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands for the divine masculine. He sees her fire, he sees her passion, he sees her extension of life. He sees that she is, her fire is unstoppable. And he sees it, he feels it when he's with her, and he admires her for that. He treats her like his queen, you know, not only on this earthly level, but also, you know, in the realms and in the different dimensions. She is being recognized as that queen, that she is anchoring that energy on this earthly plane in the collective. And more and more women are coming into this Empress energy, you know, and in this Queen energy, and it's being recognized. And that is why the divine masculine is also attracted to that energy. The fire, the passion, the love, um, sensuality, the sexuality, it's all there in that whole package. And he's seeing that and he's working with that, and he loves to work with that, you know, with that energy. So let's see, divine feminine in the masculine, in the divine feminine. What is his card? Bridging time and space, you know, looking out to something, looking out overseas, looking out, maybe, you know, your divine masculine within yourself is seeing things within the feminine that creates a kind of yearning for a desire that divine feminine has, and be able to support her reaching those goals. And he is already seeing it. And there is also a kind of fear around it. That's what I feel. The divine masculine within the feminine is also seeing, oh, if this is manifesting and everything starts to synchronize with me, what do I have to let go of? You know, don't, as here, come again, don't go into fear. You know, you will radiate, you will be on a purpose, you are on a journey. So take that journey, take that leap of faith, you know. And maybe it's not the right time. Maybe some things just needs to be shift and change till you say, okay, I let go. I'm ready for the next move. I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready to cross this ocean towards the divine feminine, you know, for what the divine feminine is doing. Because he sees her shining her light, that she's in that right environment. She is this gypsy energy that can't be stopped. And he is like, okay, but if I want to join her, you know, I have to let go. And I have to let go of the ego. I have to let go of the things that I need in my life that give me the stability that it gives me now. So it needs a shift. It needs a change. And maybe it's not the time yet. It's divine timing, you know, it's divine timing. And it's the divine timing. It's the fun of it is always in the now. So we can shift and change and transform like this if we make the decision from the heart. If we start to think about the things that that we have to let go of, it will create fear within your system. And when you go and follow the divine feminine that is in her sun energy and comes from the heart space, you know it's always good. And that is the divine synchronicity at work. So what is the divine feminine in the divine masculine saying? Ooh. The divine feminine in the divine masculine feels stuck. He can't not see yet what is happening. He can't see the outcome of the journey yet. And that's the mind. It's just what I said, in the mind space. You know, just put your arms, you know, unbind your hands, take off that blindfold, you know, take away some of the swords around you, communicate, or, you know, if you're afraid of the communication with the divine feminine, you know, take all the fear away and just remove that one sword that is in front of you, and start to speak your truth from the heart space. And that is what will open the road for you, that will open everything. If you feel that you are stuck, you know, in that feminine energy, or the divine feminine within you feels, you know, wants to expand and wants to go out and be in that Empress energy, you know, go to that star connection, go to the higher frequencies for yourself, and let go of that denser energy of how it should go, of the expectations. There is always a reason why there is no movement. That's what I hear. Or on your side, something is within that is not ready to let go, or there is a block on the other side, but I don't see this yet. Or this block on the other side that is withholding the whole process because they're in not the right vibration. What I hear, it could be on the other side, you know, of a situation. Let's keep it global. There is a frustration, there's a negativity, there is doubt, there is fear, and that is withholding the whole process, you know, that keeps it stuck. So maybe if there is a situation you're in that needs to have more flow and more push, you have to send it love, you have to send it energy, you have to unravel this situation so the energy can flow and the things will move towards you in the right time. That's maybe very cryptic, but I know that it will hit someone out there, and that it resonates with someone. So that's really amazing. So let's take Oshun. What has Oshun to tell us today? The cards of Oshun. Oshun, I love her energy. She resonates so much with Hathor. Okay, one card, please. Yeah, thanks. Oshun of the soil for the divine feminine. Grounding, stability, and nurturing. And that's exactly what the divine feminine does. You know, she is grounded, she has the stability, and she's nurturing. There's this place of belonging. She knows that she belongs to this earth, but also that she belongs to the stars, that she works with both of them. Divine masculine as the mountain, divine feminine as the stars. And she knows that she is moving through both of them. So she is really grounded. She's really in her stability. So let's see for the divine masculine. Oshun's mother's milk. Wow. Nurturing, harvest, and prosperity. How in synchronicity with the divine feminine and masculine. And it's exactly, they're stable, they're in balance, you know. And the mother's milk is giving nurturing, is giving you prosperity. It is in flow. So you know exactly what to do. Divine masculine, if you are in a space that, and it's on top of the card of the Ten of Swords, you know, it's like, okay, of the Nine of Swords, it's like, give yourself that nurturing, give yourself that time to create, you know, that nurturing and that abundance that is coming towards you. It is coming towards you. It's your harvest time, you know. It could be that money is coming in for you, you know, or abundance coming in on different levels. I will already start to let go. I think I already activated some things there. Um, and prosperity is coming your way. And even if you don't know which way to go yet, or that you don't see it yet, don't rush, you know. The world is your oyster. You're welcome everywhere. You can go wherever you want. You don't need to have a solid, safe space, because the world where you're on is safe for you. So everywhere you go, no matter where you are or what you want to do or where you want to go, everything and everywhere is your home. And that's what I needed to say for the Divine Masculine. Thank you so much for watching, who's still here. Wish you all the love and the blessings for this reading for this week, and see you next time. Okay? And if you want a reading, you know the ritual, you know, go in the description box below. It's my email address, and you can find me. Okay? Bye-bye.